So this first email was sent with marked urgent to us. This is from Laura. She says she's been watching the news, as many of us have this week, and heard about mosquitoes with the West Nile virus in Indiana. She's wondering, is there anything she can do to prevent mosquitoes in her yard here in the Louisville area? So, Brad, we turn to you. What can be done?
Yeah, so the best thing to do is just make sure that you don't have any water that is standing anywhere in your yard, and that includes trash can lids. Look under your deck, flower pots, kids' toys, wading pools, bird baths that are stagnant, fountains that are stagnant, even little caps of, like a soda. A 2 liter bottle cap. That's plenty big for a mosquito to come in and lay eggs. So the best thing to do is just keep everything dry, no standing water, keep the water exchanged in your bird baths pretty regularly. And then, there are certainly a lot of different programs that can be done, as far as fogging goes, spraying, yard goes. Team Bug Out uses a larvicide systems. That's our preferred method. We do fog as well, but, we're concerned about chemical drift. But I think that, when you're out and about, make sure that you're wearing, clothing that covers your skin the best you can. There are insect repellent sprays that work really well. If you're working out in the yard, you may want to put some of that on. I know there's natural products like citronella that work really well too. If you're sitting outside on your deck, probably best thing to do is just, make sure you've got some sort of a fan blowing on you. Those mosquitoes can't, swim upstream in those airstreams. So if you keep the air moving around you, that's going to be a big help too. But yeah, just making sure that you don't have water collecting in where your yard becomes a breeding ground for mosquitoes. That's probably the first thing everybody should be looking at right now.
You may be wondering how serious of a problem this is. My wife, LaDonna, is a nurse at Baptist. I asked her about the virus, and she says she's not a doctor, but she says there's really no real cure or treatment for West Nile virus, but healthcare providers can treat the symptoms if mild headache, fever, rash. But all of us have to be careful because the virus can lead to other illnesses and cause death, she says, but that's rare. Dogs, by the way, can get it too. And on top of that, we were talking before the show started, Anthony Fauci has been hit with the West Nile virus. Yeah. And Corey, you had a legal side of this thing for potential condo or I guess condo owners, correct?
For HOA, absolutely. So, going back to Brad's point about where is that pooling water coming from? And it can come from any place. I know a big hit right now are those ice baths. And if any of you like to take those ice baths, I know my husband was really big into it. It has covers with it, but it's pooling water that has no circulation. And I have found that they love that. So we've maybe rethought if we're going to store that outside or transition it somewhere else. But nonetheless, where does that pooling water come from? Is it a retention basin in the subdivision? Is it a neighboring property where they have something that's collecting that standing water? Is it some sort of stream or other stagnant water source that's sitting? If it's a small pond, is it possible that you could get some type of fountain to go in the middle to keep that circulation, hopefully avoid that from being ripe for those mosquitoes? So that could potentially be a discussion, whether it be with your neighbor or if there's an HOA or a condo association of some sort, asking those professionals on the board, hey, is there something we can do about this? I've got a situation. Or if there's something you can do about the standing water, if it's a natural water source or a retention basin, what can we do to help kind of reduce the chances for those bites for the West Nile virus? Can we get this sprayed? What are safe ways that we can explore that? So, even if it's not from your own device, maybe it's a neighboring property or maybe it's something in your subdivision, talk to the proper personnel to see if that can be treated and or remedied.
Got it. A reminder, you can see a rebroadcast of today's show by going to LouisvilleAnswers.com. That's a redirect to our YouTube channel. You'll not only hear but see our show. Again, LouisvilleAnswers.com.